finish it here! Gascoigne! 2-0!
Oh my goodness me! He just kicks! He's punched a man!
Do I not like that?
Take a bow, David Beckham. A goal you'll see over and over again.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Shut up! Now!
On today's show, we look back at the week's shenanigans. Football paradise for some, football nightmares for others. We'll meet today's Soccerette. Around the Grounds joins us to chat EFL. We get all nostalgic about football stickers. And loads more coming up on Soccer PM, a whole new live stream.
It's a whole new ball game.
Here we go. Am I on? Hopefully I'm on. Ladies and gents, how are we doing? Who's in the house? Let us know in the comments below if you are here. And I am going to crack open a can of Madri. Hopefully you're allowed to get a little bit tipsy on YouTube Live. Cheers, everyone. Welcome back to the live streams. Can you hear me well? I've got a microphone. I just need to do a sound test. We've got We Hate Big Bev. All right, Rydog. Yes, I'm good, mate. Hope you're well. Up the posh. Stuart Ibbotson. Hello from Scotland. Hello, mate. We've got a few in the house. Can we just confirm the audio is okay? Again, I am a bit of a technological dinosaur, but we do have a plan of attack, guys, because today, as you saw in the intro, we've got a guest/guests. This whole new live stream is basically a nostalgic take on modern football. We'll have a little look at some of the stuff, again, we enjoyed back in the day. Obviously, this is a bit of a spoof of Soccer AM without Lovejoy, without House Bells, all the people we loved. Unfortunately, you've got to put up with me tonight. But as I said, we've got lots to talk about. I'm looking to the side because we've got a run schedule. We're going to sponsor each and every one of these live streams by a player. A 90s, I want to say great, but today sponsoring Soccer AM is this man. Who remembers Gary Penrice? So each and every week, we've got a place over here in the distance where we're going to have our sponsored footballer. So Gary Penrice is going to sit over there. Well, let me just get a close up of Gary Penrice. So for those of you who don't remember him, he played for Villa, Watford, Bristol Rovers, but he's mostly known for playing for QPR, but probably more known for that rather dashing moustache he's got over there. And interestingly, he was in the same class as Ian Holloway at school, also played with him at Bristol Rovers and, of course, QPR. So there we go. Gary Penrice in the house. Ladies and gents, I hope you're well. Let's just check the comments before we crack on. I am streaming this in 720 or whatever it's called rather than 1080p because we did have some internet issues in the live stream a couple of weeks ago. I will get the internet situation sorted. So hopefully this is in fairly decent condition. Football Jonesy. Hello, mate. We've still got some of your kits to show on the channel. I've not forgotten. We'll make sure we do get those kits on the channel. Andrew Bick. Kane. I cannot believe it. Yes. So for those of you, again, we're going to go over this past week's football scores, results. It's been a crazy week because obviously we've had promotions. We spoke about Wrexham, Stockport, Mansfield. Obviously, Leverkusen won the Bundesliga. Portsmouth have won League One. So much has happened today about the FA Cup, but also loads of other stuff's just been happening. This tends to happen towards the end of the season. Obviously, we've got Europa League on at the moment. Villa in the Conference League. Last time I looked, Villa had pulled a goal back. It was 2-1, 3-3 on aggregate. But obviously Liverpool are playing. Speaking of Leverkusen, West Ham are playing Leverkusen. So loads of scores we need to keep up with tonight as well. Before we crack on, I'm just going to BCFC Robbins. I don't like Bristol Rovers. So we've got a Bristol City fan in the house. I've got a Bristol Rovers scarf just right there. So I will keep that off camera for you, mate. Liked my fancy soccer PM intro. Thank you very much. Well, that kind of leads us on to our first segment of the day, guys, because we're going to start off with a bit of Rise Football Nightmares. So, after the absolute howler last week, or should I say the week before versus Everton, Burnley's number one. Wow, not really their number one. They're number 49. I'm looking at my notes because I really struggled to pronounce his name. Arajanit Muric had a football nightmare this week versus Brighton. Ladies and gents, if you've not seen it, let's just take a look.
Shot whatsoever. Oh, missed! An absolute calamity for Burnley. Brighton are level in the most bizarre circumstance. Oh, dear. Brighton level.
So, despite playing kind of week in, week out last season, was an important part of Burnley's promotion campaign. Obviously, they signed Trafford this season. Burnley fans have been getting on Trafford's back. Now, I've been to Turf Moor a few times, twice this season, should I say, and I've seen it firsthand. Fans have been getting quite ratty at Trafford. So when our good mate Arajanit came in, things are going quite well. With the past couple of weeks, an absolute howler. So, yeah, a football nightmare for Burnley's number one, but it's been a nightmare all season for Burnley. Let's just again check in before we crack on. Let's see who else is in the house. We've got Willen, we've got Beyond the Void podcast, Vanessa, Leslie, hello. Mr. Piss Taker, you're in the right place. We're doing well. Cool, we're doing well, guys. So appreciate you dropping in for Soccer PM. This is going to be a weekly live stream now every Thursday at 8 p.m. If you could as well, keep everyone updated with tonight's football scores. That'll be fantastic. And we have had a lot of people, I've had a lot of people send nice messages on Instagram and through the email, footballparadisehq@gmail.com, asking how you can support the channel and stuff. And I really do appreciate that. If you want to, no pressure. If you want to support the channel, we are offering now channel memberships. All you have to do is click the join button below, should I say. And we're going to do exclusive content for Soft Spot FC members. Oh, yes. £5 a month. It might even be cheaper. I think it was like $4.99. I need to double check that one. But we are going to have exclusive content for Soft Spot FC members. So there we go. If you want to support the channel, we also have Super Chat on the go in the live chat tonight as well, guys. So that is much appreciated. But before we get to our first guest, because he's entered the studio and he's looking dashing, I can see him in the corner over there. We've got lots to talk about, mate, so hope you're prepared. I promised him 10 minutes, but I think we have to squeeze a lot out of that 10 minutes. But before we get to Around the Grounds, let's just see our next segment, because I've just got to pop out for 1 minute, okay? Give me 2 minutes.
Stick a money in his pocket. I'll fetch the suitcase from the bank.
Here we go then. Here we go. Lovely jubbly. We're back again, guys, with the suitcase. What have we got in the suitcase today? What's old Dalboy got in his suitcase? So this is going to be a weekly segment we do where we feature certain items we might have picked up at football grounds, or just stuff I want to show off and natter about. So this week, what have we got in the suitcase from the van? Wow, first up, we've got a Batistuta Fiorentina bucket hat. You've seen that before. That's not any good. A Wolves jumper from my childhood. Everyone says I'm a Glory fan. Well, I was, but I was a fan of many different clubs. A very confused child.
We went to Wrexham this past week, guys. If you haven't seen the video, we did a racecourse ground stadium tour, and we got a sheep from the club shop. As Villa are playing at the moment, I've got to let something slip. I do actually own a Villa membership. That's going to be quite controversial, I'm sure. We're going to put our Madri in that nice Villa thing. Again, a Villa 2-1 up, guys. Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't seen it already, we did a Blackburn Ewood Park Stadium tour, which is going to lead me onto our guest tonight. Ladies and gents, he needs no introduction. He's going to be at Ewood Park, as we were. Unfortunately, we'll get on to why I won't in a moment. But ladies and gents, put your hands together for the one, the only, Lee from around the grounds.
How we doing, Ray? You right, mate?
Are you good, mate? Is there any feedback, or should I put my headphones on, or can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. I'll have to excuse the rain because it's absolutely hammering it down here. I've had to make a quick dash to me man cave.
Oh, mate, that's unfortunately our man caves look great within the little corner we've got them, but yeah, it rains, we're knackered, aren't we? Mate, it's been a busy week in the EFL, and you've experienced some incredible highs. Share the people. Where have you been? What have you seen?
So I've had a very busy week. 2 promotions I've seen, both in League Two. So Saturday I was at Stockport County to finally see them get over the line and reach the goal of getting to League One. And then Tuesday I hopped in my car and took in Mansfield Town, getting promotion and joining Wrexham and Stockport into League One next season.
Absolutely, mate. And I bet you were buzzing when the pitch invasion started. You're thinking, here we go. Get the camera out.
Yeah. So first, obviously, Stockport, I was in the home end. So I was able to join in with them celebrations. But unfortunately, the Mansfield, I had to jump in the Accrington end. And it was quite nice to actually watch it and not be part of it from a night. So, yeah, it was a nice contrast in obviously watching them celebrations.
Exactly, mate. Have you seen the video? I'm not sure if I put it in the intro of somebody done like a drone shot of the Pompey fans running onto the pitch. That looks
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's brilliant. And I think I shared it on I think it was Twitter. Really good shot. It was just like a swarm of ants.
Yeah, it's crazy. So obviously, I was going to mainly talk to you originally about promotions, relegations, and so on. But as you watch a lot of, EFL, I think obviously with the news coming out today about the FA Cup, what's your take on it?
I'm fuming, to be fair, right? I've shared it on my social, Twitter mainly, and it's gone crazy. There's obviously a few people that are saying, scrap the replays, but we've got to look at the bigger picture here. We've got to look at why replays are good for clubs, especially non-league clubs. Yeah, I know that they've obviously got that carrot they can get into the next round of extra time and penalties, but for a replay, it can define a season for the money, what it means to them. You always have to look at, is it Marine, when they played Spurs? I know it was a COVID, but Spurs obviously sold all them online, and it set them up for a good 2 years, and I just think there needs to be a pause because the decision that the Premier League and the FA's made without even consulting the EFL and non-league, I think is absolute disgrace. It's just denting what is an amazing competition. The FA Cup for me is hands down the best cup competition in the world. Nothing comes close. You ask any fan around the world, and they'll tell you they love watching the FA Cup. And it's just a big money man again taking over, isn't it?
It is. I mean, it just seems like the perfect example of the Premier League dictating and calling the shots. With the main reasons again being Champions League growing in terms of going from 6 matches to 8 matches, and other European competitions expanding, but that's the argument the smaller clubs have, is how is that relevant to them? That I think the Premier League makeup, was it 3% Premier League makeup of all the teams in the competition? Yeah. So
it's weird because obviously they're allowing replays till you get to the first round. But once the first round hits, that's it. It's scraps to replay. So you're either having them or you're not having them.
Yeah.
So it's okay for the non-league clubs to battle away and obviously have them replays, and how many games they play is just crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, so I kind of half saw the news because I was out and about. I saw a bit on my phone, and John, who I went to the EFL Trophy with, Peterborough fan, he kind of said, "Have you heard the FA Cup news?" And because I grazed over it, I was like, "Oh, isn't that a good thing?" Because they're saying now that the Premier League won't be playing games on the weekends of the FA Cup, so there's going to be more spotlight on the smaller clubs. And obviously, I just grazed over everything because I was out and about. But when you look into it, it does feel like a lot of the time they're trying to kind of butter people up with the odd little thing just to get things through the door.
And it all comes back to that Super League. That's the main goal that the Premier League Big Six won. Let's not forget that. And obviously, this all is going to be equating to their big plan. That's their big picture. So we've got to stop it somehow. I know Tranmere Rovers have tweeted this afternoon. Obviously, is it Mark Palios? I think he's chairman of the AFL or whatever. So obviously he's going to lead the way. But I can see it blowing up now and clubs getting on board, because to not consult clubs, it's just like a double-handed screw you. We're going to do as we want because we've got the money type thing.
It's terrible, because I plan to get you on, mate, to speak positively about all the great things going on, all the promotions and stuff. And here we are moaning about stuff like typical football fans do. But it was Tranmere, because I read that there was a club leading the way
Tranmere,
to kind of boycott things.
Yeah, Tranmere tweeted this afternoon, and I'm expecting a whole host of clubs to follow suit. And yeah, I mean, a lot are saying boycott the FA Cup, which I don't think will happen. But something's got to happen where they've got to pause what they're planning and just all sit around a table and try and find a way that, end of the day, it's the non-league clubs that we need to protect, not the Premier League clubs.
Well, it's like, how big are the Premier League squads now? Like, surely they've got a second 11 they can just field and get on with it. You know, it's not that big a deal.
And what really gets my back up is they're on about, we play too many games. Look at just after the season finished, I think it's either the second week after the Premier League season, Newcastle and Spurs fly to Australia to play a friendly.
Yeah.
All for the money.
Yeah.
And that's all the root cause. It's money. They're not bothered about how many games they play. So that's just an excuse.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's the FA Premier League. Obviously, for the branding purposes, they dropped the FA in the 90s. So FA Cup and FA Premier League, they're in cahoots. They're going to do what's best for business. And obviously, that doesn't work out necessarily well for the EFL. But I think, I mean, John was fuming when he texted me, being a Peterborough fan. And I think fans of Premier League teams will just let it go over their heads, and maybe that's why I was quite blasé with it. But when you really knuckle down and think about it, it is crap. Again, coming from Hereford, and the whole Hereford story was built upon an FA Cup upset of Hereford beating Newcastle, which happened in a replay. And they played West Ham again, a replay. It's so much history with these clubs involves these replays and stuff. So yeah, it's a shame. But in terms of a bit more positive news, mate. So I feel really bad because the reason I put a Blackburn, I keep looking at the microphone, the camera's there. The reason I put a Blackburn team pack in that suitcase was because we were supposed to be meeting up this weekend.
You've let me down.
I've let you down. Ironically, I've got a bottle in my hands because we're going to do a segment after called, what's it called? Bottle Time. And I'm the biggest bottler of the lot because I'm not coming now this weekend. I've got other stuff on, unfortunately. But where is Around the Grounds going to be this weekend?
So I've managed to get myself in the away end. Obviously, I'm a Sheffield Wednesday fan, which obviously colours behind. We've got a huge game on Sunday at dinner time. lunchtime, sorry, of Northern, so it's all thrown out. But yeah, massive game. So 7,400 away fans will be in attendance to cheer on the boys against Blackburn. It's one of the make or break type games. We lose this, that's it. It's curtains on the championship season for us. But we're living out. We're still fighting.
Do you think the fact that the Blackburn got a good away win last week is going to help Wednesday? Because when I went up there, they were off the back of, was it 5-0 against Bristol City? So they're like, I don't know, their whole perception and where they are. And I think it will play in probably Wednesday's favour, that result. Was it Leeds they beat last week? Yeah.
Yeah, Leeds away. And they look at their own form, it's pretty poor. Whereas Wednesday's away isn't amazing. I think that's what's let us down, whereas home form isn't too bad. But yeah, it's just, we've just got to use that away crowd and get behind them. So I've been to Blackburn a couple of times. Sometimes the atmosphere, they can go against them. Obviously they're down there, but the key man we've got to keep quiet. It's that man Sammy Smodics. He's equalled Shearer's record, which is absolutely insane for a midfielder. Attacking midfielder is absolutely, it's stupid numbers, and he'll go on to bigger and better things next season for sure.
That's it. Where would they be without him? You know, they'd be struggling, wouldn't they? At the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%. They'd be proper down there. Yeah.
Mate, I don't want to keep you too long because this is only going to be I only said it would be about 10 minutes, and I think we've probably already overran that already. But again, always appreciate you coming on. Everybody, check out Around the Grounds.
Right. Can I just say before I go, love this, what you're doing, mate. It's something that I can see really taking off. I hope everyone supports you. Smash the like button for him and just get behind him, because the numbers that you're producing, mate, we've said it off air and on air before, it's absolutely insane, and you're a good lad and love your football, so I hope it takes off for you, mate.
Well, I appreciate that, mate, and same again. It's quite good because, like you say, we kind of go at things from different angles. I'm more like the ground, you're more like match days and stuff, or you're kind of the ground as well, but you know, from a different angle. So check out Around the Grounds. Lee's a top bloke as well, and mate, really appreciate you coming on.
No, welcome, and it's an honour to be your first guest, mate.
There we go. I think I've got another one later on. He's not in the studio yet, but I will keep everyone updated on that one. But again, mate, unfortunately, we're not going to meet in person for the first time this weekend. But if people want to see the matchday vlog from a Wednesday perspective, but you tend to keep neutral, don't you, on your channel as well?
Yeah, I like to give both teams a fair chance. Obviously, interview both sets of fans, because it's about football. My channel it's not a Wednesday channel. It's obviously I'm a Wednesday fan, but yeah, trying to give everyone a fair crack of the whip.
Absolutely, mate. And it's been a pleasure. I will catch up with you in a bit. Cheers, Lee.
Cheers for having me. See ya.
Top man there, Lee from Around the Grounds, guys. Check out his channel. Whilst we just crack on, I'm just going to pour my Madri into the Villa bottle, because we have a segment coming up. We were going to cover League One and League Two's results, action, the tables and so on, but we've got on to that FA Cup news. How are Villa doing? Villa's gone to penalties. We need to know what Villa are doing in the penalties. But as we got the bottle out, guys, I think it's time for another segment. This is Bottle Time.
Someone gets my message in a bottle, yeah.
Yes, Bottle Time. The reason it's called Bottle Time is because we're talking about the EFL Championship. Now, let's just talk about Leicester, Leeds and Ipswich. It's like nobody wants to win the Championship at the moment. They were flying high for so long. Leicester dipped and everyone thought Leeds would just gain momentum and capitalise on Leicester's downfall and just walk away with the league. But as we mentioned last week, Blackburn, who had just been smashed 5-0 by Bristol City, Blackburn beat them at Ellen Road. Crazy stuff. Ipswich, I think, drew, if that's right. But crazy stuff in the Championship. And I'll be honest with you, like I was always a Premier League guy, but this season especially, I've loved watching the Championship. You know, we talk about the Premier League being the best league in the world, but as we speak about money, the gap widening between the smaller clubs and the Premier League, the elite. Let's be honest, we've got Burnley, Sheffield United, and possibly Luton going back down. That's not good at all. So the Championship does offer something different. Ladies and gents, what we're saying in the comments, I'm really intrigued as to the scores going on this evening. I should probably have them on screen, shouldn't I? Let's just have a little flick through. No updates. No updates yet. So Stuart would like to see Ipswich win the Championship. Now, I can't go out my way necessarily and say that because we have done a Norwich video and we've got a lot of Norwich fans. But yeah, the fact that Ipswich might do a double promotion similar to Wrexham, but into the Premier League is incredible. I just hope that they have the resources to stay in the Premier League if they do make it up there. Because as we said, trying to compete with these teams that are just getting richer and richer year on year is proving to be mission in bloody possible. Ladies and gents, we were going to talk about League One and League Two. I do have graphics to put on screen because I would like to firstly look. Oh, Christ. What's going on here, Roy? So this was supposed to divide me and Lee. This is why it's in the middle. But as you can see on the table there, Portsmouth. We go that side because the microphone's that side. Portsmouth are promoted. No, hang on. This is League Two, isn't it? Not League One, sorry. Mansfield, Wrexham, and Stockport County, of course, are promoted from League Two. Christ, my eyesight's awful. But League One, as I was saying, Portsmouth promoted. And it's between Derby, Bolton. I think Posh have mathematically got a chance, but realistically quite far behind. I'm sure John will give his take on that. But yeah, loads going on. And as we make our way back up the leagues to the Championship, Rotherham obviously have gone or went the week before. Rotherham have had a mare of a season, but it is all to play for around the bottom of the table in the Championship. As Lee said, Wednesday, not safe yet either. So who else have we got in the house? Love your channel, Roy. Great memories growing up in the 90s. Cheers, Gary. We will get onto some nostalgia. I'm not calling it Soccer PM, ripping off Soccer AM, just to talk about modern football. But I thought it'd be a nice way to kick off this live stream. My eyesight is bloody awful, though, guys. I do apologise if I'm squinting quite a bit. I think it's now time, as we're doing a spoof of Soccer AM, what live stream called Soccer PM could happen without another guest, a female guest, maybe even a soccerette? Oh, yes. Let's take a bloody look.
All right. My name's Leslie. I'm 18 and I'm from Barnsley.
Yes! Come on! Woo! Yeah! Come on!
Good stuff. So, Leslie, what do you do for a living? Well, at the moment, I'm in college. I'm a student. Tax dodger.
Parasite on society.
Anyway, Leslie, it's time to bloody catwalk. All right, then, let's give it a go.
Is it over? Oh, God. What the hell? I've had one too many Madry this evening, guys. I do apologise. But if you are watching this and you are a female and you want to be a soccerette on the show, you've got some big boots to fill. Leslie's boots. Bless her. All the way from Barnsley. She's our first soccer. Leslie, sit down. Leslie's over there getting Larry. Down. Equality, no sexism on this show. It's mad to think Soccer AM got away with the soccerette for that many years. Christ. What are we on to now? Right. Let's just see who's in the comments. Gloucestershire football on a downer. Gloucester City down. Forest Green Rovers down. Cheltenham Town in the bottom 4. So yes, I completely lost my trail of thought knowing that the Soccerette was coming up. But as you look to the relegation as well, in League One, obviously Forest Green have been relegated from League Two. Local club to me here, but Cheltenham may also get relegated. Look like they're in the relegation zone at the moment. They're going to be back down to League Two. So not very good. You can see why everyone around here is a bloody Glory fan, can't you? Awful teams around here. Awful bloody teams. Ladies and gents, any update on the score? Right. So last I can see, Stuart Ibbotson, Villa leading 2-0 on penalties. Let me just double check this because it is on my mind. It doesn't say on Sky Sports. But West Ham are winning 1-0. I don't know if I'm happy or not. I've got a West Ham cushion behind me, guys. But obviously, we are off, ladies and gents, to Germany this Thursday. Flying to Cologne, but staying by the Bay Arena. Of course, the home of Bayer Leverkusen, the champions of the Bundesliga. Absolutely smashed it this year. And keeping in mind, they might be 1-0 down, but they're on for their own treble. It's not the ultimate treble, but they can win, I think, the German Cup. And obviously, they're in the Europa League as well. So shout out to Leverkusen. We're going to be flying to Cologne, which is just sort of slightly below, about 15-minute drive from where we're staying in Leverkusen. We're going to be flying to Cologne Thursday morning, checking in the hotel near the Bay Arena. Then we're going to head over to Borussia Mönchengladbach for a stadium tour in the evening around 5. And so next Thursday, we are going to be doing our live stream possibly from, I think it's called, is it Borussia Park? From a ground or somewhere in Germany. So stay tuned for that one. On the Friday, we're going to be in Dortmund for a tour around the Signal Iduna Park, the Westfalenstadion, the home of Borussia Dortmund. And then we're going to be going to their arch rivals in Gelsenkirchen. My pronunciation's awful. Schalke in the afternoon. I'm hoping to get to the VfL Bochum versus Hoffenheim game in the evening. Saturday, we're going to be doing an FC Cologne tour. And we're going to be having a few beers, I think. More of a chill out day on a Saturday. Waking up a bit later on the Sunday. And then we're going to finish on a high, the Bayer Leverkusen tour. Oh, yes. And old Roy is hiring a car. So we're very much on a road trip when we're in Germany. So bring on that. Less than 1 week to go. Bring it on. So I think it's time, ladies and gents, to get a bit nostalgic because a lot of you love a bit of 90s nostalgia. So let's move on to Stuck on You.
Stuck on you. Got this feeling.
Oh, yes. Get the hat on, guys. We're talking Merlin's Premier League stickers. We're talking stickers. And a few weeks ago, I said that I was at a newsagent's and I had a bit of a throwback because I bought some Champions League stickers. These are modern stickers. Don't worry. We're going to get on to the nostalgia. Obviously, this is a Merlin's 96. I've got a 99 one up there. I've got a 95 one somewhere. Anyone still collect stickers who was above the age of 10? Let us know in the comments below. I've got so many stickers knocking around here. I've got like sheets of them. But what I'm going to do, again, this whole new live stream is, as it says in the title, it's a nostalgic look at modern football because let's do a pack opening. It seems fitting. We've just had the Champions League last night and the night before. Man City are out. Arsenal are out. Dortmund, we've just mentioned, are through. So you've got Dortmund, Bayern, Real Madrid, and PSG in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Let's crack these open, guys. So we've got, I was going to say, these must be old, but this is like a legendary sticker, of course. CR7 in his Real Madrid top. It's a shiny one. Greatest of all time, Ronaldo. Maybe I need to keep this in fairly good condition because maybe in the future that might be worth something. Who knows? Speaking of, oh no, it's not Dortmund. It's Young Boys. Looks like Angry Ginge, the Man United YouTuber. From Celtic. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. Somebody let me know in the comments below. From AC Milan, formerly of Chelsea, Christian Pulisic. Terrible with names. Okay, another German team from, is it Leipzig or Salzburg? That was Leipzig. Christoph Baumgartner. Yeah, this isn't the same, is it? This isn't the same as cracking open a pack of Merlin's Premier League stickers. Christiansen from, here we go. Player of the season, Rodri. Nice. Nick Pope, ending with a Brit, an Englishman. There we go, guys. That was rather anticlimactic. But what we're going to do, we're going to have a proper nostalgia section with our guest who has literally just entered the studio. So that is really good timing. He's there waiting. So this seems he's early. Let's get him on. Ladies and gents, introducing our next guest.
Hello, how you doing? You okay?
How's it going, mate? You okay?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity.
Apologies. Is there any feedback on your end, or are we good?
You okay?
Stick my earphones on.
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity. I think we're good. We're all good. We're good. My end, anyway. Villa just won on penalties, so
Villa won
to the semis.
And you're a Villa fan, aren't you?
I am. Born and bred.
So, for those who haven't seen the game, mate, enlighten us. What's happened?
Emi Martinez, he saved 2 penalties in the shootout, so into the semi-finals.
And he got a lot of stick from the crowd. So that's one way of, sticking the fingers up.
That's it.
That's it, mate. Good. Well, obviously, I've got a soft spot for Villa, mum's side of the family and all that. So, I hope. Unai Emery is kind of sticking the fingers up at loads of people, obviously, at the back of Arsenal last week. So, good times.
Yeah, well, I've not really been following it this season. I've kind of lost the love for modern day football, as I'm not sure if you're aware, but I can't argue with Villa.
As I saw on your Instagram, mate, you're very much getting nostalgic, missing the good old days, and that's why we're here today. Because rumor has it you're starting your own YouTube channel. Is that right?
Yeah, well, I've got it. You've been my inspiration, to be honest. Take you back to the start.
That's not a good reason to start.
Take you back to my story, anyway. So it was one Saturday afternoon. I was just flicking through YouTube, and I saw Rise Football Paradise Corinthian figures. So I thought I'll give this a watch, see what it is. And literally, there was a load of memories just flooding through, and I thought, this could be something here. Because I did YouTube before. I'd done the MLS, which lasted a couple of months. But then I thought, this is something I can really talk about and get more involved in, because it's something I know.
Absolutely.
So you've been my light bulb moment.
You're kind of probably going to carry on with, this was basically originally going to be a 90s nostalgia YouTube channel. The reason I drifted away was, as you might find, YouTube are quite hot on copyright, and I often use copyrighted songs and nick footage from Sky Sports, as you may or not have seen on some of the streams and stuff. But reality is, it's probably the physical items, like I've just shown to people, stuff like stickers, like Corinthian figures, that kind of gets us feeling nostalgic about our childhood. What sort of thing was it? Was it stickers? Is it Corinthians, shirts? What's your kind of thing that gets you going?
The main thing was, as a child, was Corinthian figures. I literally had a whole tub full in my mum and dad's shed full of loose Corinthian figures. I remember the Gianluca Vialli, the one with the shiny head.
I've literally got him somewhere. Where is he? Oh, he's over there, I think. Yeah. don't know if I've got him. I've got him somewhere. But I mean, everyone collected Corinthians, didn't they, as a kid?
Yeah, I remember in my as a kid growing up in the front living room, we used to do our best 11, and we used to play literally football in the living room with the Corinthian figures. So that's how I did do a bit of a Facebook pickup if you want me to show you some of the ones I picked up.
Let's see them, mate. Come on, let's go.
So I remember you used to be an eBay reseller yourself, didn't you?
I think a lot of us collectors, did a bit of reselling and then got a bit attached to some stuff and kept it. So
I sold literally all of my collection, so I've had to like literally invest, and I'm picking up players that I'm familiar with and some of my favourite players, mainly the Ballon d'Or one. So I've got Rivaldo there.
Nice.
I got Michael Owen, who was one of my favourite players growing up.
So I think, was that Michael Owen one like an exhibition exclusive figure? Was that right? Or like,
I'm not sure.
There is a Michael Owen figure that was like NEC exclusive. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah.
And then I've got probably arguably one of the greatest strikers of that era.
R9.
And then one of my favourite players growing up with the blonde flowing locks, Pavel Nedved.
Yeah, Nedved. I swear I've got a Nedved figure here somewhere as well, but not a Ballon d'Or one. Yeah, so you're collecting the Ballon d'Or figures.
Only the ones of players that I enjoy watching. Yeah, so
no Aston Villa Corinthians though.
Not yet. I've got some that I've recently purchased. Might be showing it on one.
Put it on. Where's mine? We're going bucket hats. Let's do it. Yeah.
So I don't know if you're aware. You know of this Villa shirt?
I know that Villa shirt. So it's the away from. Was it 96, 97 or 95, 96?
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure with the exact year, but this reminds me of Mark Draper. Do you know? I'm not sure if you're familiar with that player.
Yeah, I think I've got him in Corinthian form actually over there. Let me. Shall I get the Villa team pack? Let me get the Villa team pack. Created a bit of a fortress around me here of stuff. So where are we? So what we got here? Draper is, where is he? That one? Is that Draper?
Yeah, that's Mark Draper. That is.
Yeah. And if everyone, I can't see it too well on the camera, but if everyone lets us know in the comments what we got here, we've got
Staunton. That's Staunton.
Where is it? Yeah, Saunders. Is that Ekio? No, it's what's the name on the wing, isn't it?
Ian Taylor.
Ian Taylor, that's it. Yeah. Is that Andy Townsend over there?
Yeah, I think that's a bit before. That pack's a bit before my time. I'm doing my YouTube channel is going to be centered around late 90s, noughties football.
Yeah, cool.
So it's going to be about mainly interviewing like fans and guests from like different moments of noughties, like Invincibles, Portsmouth in the Premier League, different sections like that. And then I'm going to do stadium tour similar to yourself. And I'd love to do Fratton Park. That's one of my bucket list ones. So.
Fratton Park's impressive. I mean, yeah, mate, that sounds fantastic. Do you have the channel up and running now, or is it something you're gonna?
It is created. I've just got to do a bit of an intro, and then I think I've got a guest lined up for a couple of weeks. So just keep your eyes peeled.
Happy days, mate. Well, as soon as it's like ready, up and running, let's do another live stream. Let's everyone kind of head over there when it's ready and show your support, because I'm quite glad that you're doing this, because I've gone off in a different direction and I've still loved the nostalgia stuff. I mean, obviously we do a bit of nostalgia on here as well, so it's nice that somebody else is carrying it on, mate. It really is.
I just want to say a massive thank you to you, because literally there's a light bulb moment that coming across your channel, and it's brought back so many memories and so many ideas that I can use with regards to my YouTube channel.
Appreciate that, mate. Yes, cool. I think everyone everyone gets inspired by different things. Like, I don't know if you know, there's a podcast there's one called Alive and Kicking, one called Quickly Kevin, Will He Score? They're like 90s football podcasts. And when I was a milkman, I would just listen to those just to pass time whilst I was working. And that kind of got me really hooked on the 90s stuff. So, but nobody had done like visual form, like really on YouTube. So, again, I struggle because of the copyright thing. But if you're doing interviews with people and stuff like that, happy days. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Mate, thanks. Yeah, thanks for coming on. Is there anything else you wanna say about Villa or anything like that?
No, just one step closer to the final. So
that's it,
up
mate.
the Villa.
So
if anybody wants to see my Instagram handle's there, so if you want to keep up to date. So
let me take that off there, because there we go. There's your Insta. Yesteryear Football 1991. Is that your date of? Were you born in 91?
Yeah, I'm feeling the age now.
Mate, see, I feel so old, 89. So that's why I'm nostalgic for like the mid 90s, and you're more the late 90s then, because that's everyone's peak kind of. What would we have been? Yeah, like what would have been 10 or something? Yeah. So happy days, legend.
Appreciate everything. Thank you, and thanks again.
Yeah,
look after yourself.
See you later.
Thank you.
Bye. Awesome stuff. Ladies and gents, if you want to take part in the show, if you want to be on as a guest or do videos somewhere, again, drop us an email at footballparadisehq@gmail.com. I am on Instagram, but the messages often go into the requests and so on. So it is better off to email. Ladies and gents, what have we got going on in the comment section? We've got quite a few comments. So yeah, as we saw, Villa have won. Villa are through on penalties. And well, as we just heard as well, which is happy days. I'm sure my mum is happy. We've got a good question here. What's your favourite demolished stadium? Ooh, demolished. Well, obviously, probably it sounds bad, but my favourite former ground would be probably Highbury, just because it's still partially still there and looks beautiful. But in terms of demolished, would probably see a lot of people hate on the old Wembley. But again, it's childhood memories, isn't it? It's where you were at a certain period of time in your life, and walking up the old Wembley way with the old Twin Towers as a kid was just a special moment. So for me, even though obviously Wembley exists in its current form, the old Wembley, the Twin Towers, if you've not seen the EFL trophy video we did, I get a little bit reminiscent about those Twin Towers, and a little bit upset. But there is the flagpole bit off the top in a park somewhere if you want to check that out. So checking back through the comments. So a lot of people are bigging up sorry, wrong comment, mate. A lot of people are bigging up Draper, underrated player. Couldn't agree more. And he was an ex-Leicester City player. So, ladies and gents, I think it is now time to get on to our Premier League predictions. And look at me being somewhat hypocritical. We glanced over the EFL, speak so briefly about League Two and League One, barely spoke about the Championship, but we did big it up. And here we are talking about the bloody Premier League, eh? Trust us, YouTubers. But I want to do some Premier League predictions. So here are the games for, it's covered behind that, game week 34. Now, this is a split game week by the looks of it, because I was quite confused when I went on PremierLeague.com, because we've got fixtures on Saturday, Sunday, but then we've also got fixtures on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. But the Premier League's got them all under the same game week. Is that because of rescheduling with the FA Cup or something? I'm a little bit confused. But if we look at the fixtures, guys, let's get your comments as I'm doing this. First game, we've got Luton versus Brentford. Right. Score prediction, Luton versus Brentford. Now, Brentford have looked quite impressive. United couldn't break them down. Let's be honest, Man United got absolutely battered by Brentford. Very lucky to come away with a point. But Brentford, since Tony, I'm a big fan of Ivan Toney, as most people are. Luton are showing fight, and they're at home. They're at the Kenny. I'm going to go for Luton 2, Brentford 1. I think Luton are going to really go for it these last, 4 games? Yeah, Luton 2, Brentford 1. So Sheffield United versus Burnley. Christ, this is a championship scrap at its finest. Let's be honest, whoever wins this probably isn't going to survive. You know, I enjoyed my time at Burnley and Bramall Lane, but I mean, Sheffield United are quite hard to predict because they normally get battered and then they just pull out a random result. This is going to be tricky. I'm going to say 1-1. Sheffield United 1, Burnley 1. Then we've got Wolves versus Arsenal. Arsenal are struggling at the moment. Obviously, lost 2-0 to Villa. Obviously, got knocked out by Bayern last night. Wolves is Molyneux's a tough place to go to. I think, unfortunately, I think the downward momentum will continue, which is a massive shame because I wanted Arsenal to win this at this 3-horse race. Obviously, didn't want, you know, again, trying to be neutral for the channel, but personally, didn't really want Liverpool winning the league or City, but Arsenal, I think, have blown it. So I'm going to go with Wolves 1, Arsenal 0. Now on Sunday, we've got Everton versus Nottingham Forest. Forest showed a lot of fight at the game we saw versus Fulham. They seem to be getting a lot of draws. Obviously, Everton got annihilated. Was it at Chelsea? 6-0? I think I could see Forest winning this. I could see Forest winning 2-1. Not good for Everton 1, Forest 2. On to Aston Villa. Now, they've got the momentum. They've just won on penalties. They're playing Bournemouth. I think this is a foregone conclusion. I'm going to say Aston Villa 2, Bournemouth 0. Crystal Palace versus West Ham United. Now, last time I checked, West Ham were winning against Leverkusen. Where is the score? Still 1-0, half time, according to my phone. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm going to say... What are we going to say? I'm going to say Palace 2, West Ham 3. Some of these predictions are way off, aren't they, guys? I know some of you are disagreeing with the Wolves. So Stuart is saying Wolves are beating Arsenal 2-1 as well. So maybe it isn't just me. We've got Fulham versus Liverpool. I think Fulham are hard as well to predict, but I am going to say a Liverpool 1-0 away win. On to Tuesday, though, guys. Arsenal versus Chelsea. Oh, that's a tasty fixture. Chelsea seem to be finding a bit of form. Arsenal on the downward. But I still think Chelsea are off it, despite Cole Palmer being a bit of a superstar for them. I'm going to say Arsenal 3, Chelsea 1. On Wednesday, we've got Wolves versus Bournemouth. I'm going to go 2-2 on that one. We've got Palace versus Newcastle United. Newcastle fresh off that great win versus Spurs at St. James's Park. I'm going to say Newcastle are going to win this as well. I'm going to say Palace 1, Newcastle 3. Now we've got the Everton. We've got the local derby of Everton versus Liverpool. Tasty fixture. I can't see Everton winning this though. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to say Everton 0, Liverpool 2. Manchester United versus Sheffield United. On paper, it's got a United win written all over it, but for me, I'm going to have to say United. They can't lose or draw at home to Sheffield United. Surely United have lost to Palace at home. They've lost to Fulham at home. Oh my God, they've lost to so many teams that they should have beaten. But I'm going to say Man United 1, Sheffield United 0. Then we've got, last but not least, Brighton and Hove Albion versus Manchester City. City fresh off the penalty shootout loss to Real Madrid. I think they're going to go all out attack on this league now. It's Man City's for the taking. Brighton, unfortunately, aren't going to stand a chance. I'm going to say Brighton 0, Man City 4. And I feel really bad saying this because I got a massive soft spot for Brighton. But there we go. That's Premier League predictions done. Ladies and gents, if you've got any questions, let us know in the comments below. It's been very fun, this live stream. Hope you've enjoyed it. I hope everything's gone all right in terms of technically with the camera and the microphone. But we are moving on to what's the time? So we are pretty much on schedule, 5 minutes early. I've got Football Paradise in Germany. As I said, I'm really excited to go to Germany this Thursday. Unfortunately, if you're a Blackburn fan and you watched the Ewood Park Stadium tour, because we've still got a massive backlog of content to edit for the channel, I'm still like loads of videos behind when I went on a massive like filming spree a few weeks ago. I've still got loads of footage to edit and then go into Germany. I think we might possibly be able to do 6 stadium tours in Germany, plus possibly 1 game, which is going to mean a lot of bloody content, plus a live stream, possibly 7 plus videos, plus a live stream, as well as the videos we've got to edit. It's like 10 videos. So I thought, do I need a 7-hour round trip to Blackburn? It's a long way. And as I'm out, going to be away for about 5 days, I thought I'd be good and stay home. Whether that's going to bite me in the ass, because it did last weekend as we saw some great promotions and stuff, but Around the Grounds will be there, so he will capture it. But I'm really looking forward to it. As I said, ticking so many teams, stadiums. I'm hoping to get to some smaller clubs as well. Like in Cologne, you've got, is it Fortuna Cologne and Victory Cologne or something like that. There's a couple of other smaller clubs in Cologne. Obviously, if you go to Dusseldorf, you've got, is it Fortuna Dusseldorf? And that stadium is one of the ones hosting games at Euro 2024. So a lot of these grounds will be at Euro 2024, and England might be playing them and so on. So it's going to be really interesting with the Euros around the corner. But ladies and gents, as I said, we are going to be doing membership exclusive content as well, exclusive live streams. We're going to be doing early bird access for members as well. So if you are enjoying the content, there is membership options. It's only around £5. But that's entirely up to you. It's all good. It's all good either way. It's just an option there if you fancy it. And again, if you want to get involved next week on Soccer PM, this is just the start of it, guys. I'll be honest, I'm learning every time I do a live stream. I'm learning every time I upload a video. I've only been doing YouTube, or this channel's only been existing in its current capacity as Football Paradise since like August last year, I think it was. So we're still fairly new, but hopefully we're improving week on week. If you want to be a Soccerette, send us an email. If you want to be on as an interview guest or whatever, send us an email, footballparadisehq@gmail.com. Before I go, I'm going to have a little look at the comments section. We've got a lot of predictions going on here. Stuart again is saying that Liverpool are going to smash Everton 5-0. We've got 6-0 versus Sheffield United. Bold statements there. But we've got We Hate Big Bev. We'll take another Wembley day out for the playoffs to win it, as I've never lost there. So yes, Peterborough hold the record of never losing at Wembley. Is that right, mate? And you, after 4 games here at the new and old Wembley. So yeah, obviously Peterborough, we were there to watch them play Wickham the other week with John playing up. That was good fun. So Peterborough might be there again for the playoffs. Good stuff. I don't think we covered enough League 2 and League 1 today, guys. So if you want to see more of that, let us know in the comments below. But obviously with what's happening with the FA Cup, it kind of took away from the time I was going to ask Around the Grounds about that. But yes, and as well, a lot of people are asking about Scotland and stuff. We are hoping to do a bit of a trip similar to the Germany trip in Scotland this summer. Try and get to all the SPL grounds, of course. So that is another thing to look out for. Charlie, Man United aren't beating Sheffield United 6-0. They're not that. I agree, mate. I think 1-0 most United fans will probably take. So I'd like to thank Leslie over there, our soccer rep for today. I'd like to thank Around the Grounds. And so I've lost my trail of thought there. I will see you next Thursday in Germany for next week's live stream. It's been a pleasure. And again, check out some of the videos coming up on the channel before we go away. There's not going to be that many, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed making these content. And again, I really do appreciate the support, guys. I'm going to go in, sink down a Madry, catch up with a football, and I'll see you next week on the live stream. But see you earlier than that, because we've got a video on every single Premier League ground that we visited. We've also got a video on every single Premier League club shop item that we've bought. This is Brentford's B. We just also, before we go, like to thank Mr. Gary Penrice for being today's mascot. Let us know who should be the mascot on next week's video. And ladies and gents, I'll see you later. Cheers.